This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
You know, I was thinking, I've been listening back to some of our old episodes, which, you know, I want to do sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Nostalgia. Say, we were young men.
Mm-hmm.
We still are young men. We're young. We'll always be young men.
Yeah, young at heart, young at fart.
The reason I say that, though, is some of my favorite episodes of the podcast are when we have, one of us is going somewhere, or we're both going somewhere, or we're not going to be able to record. So
Yeah.
in our infinite wisdom, we just jam a bunch of episodes all together.
Oh yeah,
And I say we do that now.
yeah. Let's jam them. Let's get them jammed up.
Let's just talk until we're sick of each other. Let's just say it's probably about 40 minutes.
Never, Sam.
And let's get out of here. Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
What we normally do is we take headlines and we read the headlines, but we don't read the articles because facts just get in the way.
Yeah.
If you want to send us headlines, and you should, that's really evolving from you. You can do that.
It's just nonsense. It's something we started doing like a forever ago, and it became just like a little thing.
But to say a decade.
A decade. Well, might as well say that. It's almost.
It's close. It's getting to be a decade. What, 2 more years?
Damn.
3? Is that true? God damn.
Getting close. What we started at 2000?
14? 13?
Yeah, 2014, I think.
Golly.
It's getting there, man. Golly.
If you want to send us headlines, and you should, you can do it at Royal Weecast on Twitter or royalweecast@gmail.com. You can also listen to us live at twitch.tv/Royal Weecast. There's someone listening now, but they won't talk to me. I got the hiccups.
You're drunker than hell.
All right, let's get into this. Break off some of this grease here. We haven't opened up the medicine drawer. We don't open the medicine drawer up often because those are often bummers. And these might be.
I was going to say, I forgot we even had a medicine drawer.
It's a rare drawer.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Highly sought after from collectors.
Yeah.
Do you collect anything?
No.
I saw a picture. I was looking for grease earlier, and then I saw like Japanese woman owns the largest world collection of plastic food, and I was like, what?
Here's the thing, and I think we've talked about this a lot of times. If I knew I had a permanent home that I was going to live at for the rest of my life, I absolutely would collect stuff, and it would be a lot of nonsense.
A lot of nonsense.
Because I see a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I'll see something like that's rad. Like. And I feel that thing in me where I want that. I want that.
I want that.
I want that. but then I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? It's going to set on my shelf, and then a year or so from now, I'm going to move, and I got to pack it all up.
Right. I think that all the time.
Yeah, I got over that years ago because I'm like, I just move all the time and go from, even if I'm in the same city, I'll like switch apartments but if I had like a permanent residence.
But you don't have like something. There's nothing that you've like been building over the course of your life. Nothing you've been like collecting. Because like I collect like sketchbooks. I guess I always buy the same brand of sketchbook. I'm up to like 10 of them now.
Oh yeah, not really. Memories.
Memories. Let's open up the drawer here. I think it's getting some grease. I took a weird detour there for a second. 5th grade dropout.
Okay. Boss.
Works as a doctor for 4 years before being exposed as a fraud.
What?
Now, the balls on this guy. Now,
this is like Doogie Howser meets the Catch Me If You Can guy.
How do you work as a doctor and you just don't know nothing?
And how does
You're just telling people, yeah, take some of this.
And how does nobody else realize you're in the 5th grader is the doctor?
Well, no, I don't think he left the 5th grade to do this. I think that he is an adult. I think. Oh yeah, you said Doogie Howser. I was like, I don't really understand how that tracks. No, he's an adult. I imagine. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that 5th grade. You're like what, 10?
Yeah, you're about 10 years old. That's why I was like, what do you mean? He just walks in there and we're like, all right, crack him open. Let's get this ticker. And it's like, whoa.
5th grade drop. I imagine there is a lot of like, maybe not doctor work, but like nurse work where they just need another set of hands. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That seems like a weird simplification of it. But I imagine there's like a lot of stuff like that's pretty common sense.
Yeah. I mean, nurses do an insane amount of work.
They do.
At a hospital. It's crazy.
And they're highly skilled.
Yeah, they are.
But if you had to pretend to be a nurse, I think you might be able to get around it.
I think.
But not for 4 years. I think maybe a day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. until someone asks you to do, they fire off some sort of nurse-only lingo that you've never heard before, and you're like, yeah, I'll get right on that. And you're like, I don't know.
No, you can make it up. You say, "I go my old hospital. We used to call it something different." I don't know.
At my old hospital, we used to call it something different.
I'm totally dating a girl there. She was from Canada. You've never met her. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's an answer.
Yeah, because I don't even know any word. I don't even know any words to make a joke about. Like phlebotomy came to mind, but I was like,
Intubate?
Don't know what that means. I don't.
Like, if someone asks, yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying you're the nurse. Someone says, "Hey, I need you to intubate that patient." That's funny. I heard some clinking around on your desk. "I need you to intubate that patient." Clink, clink, clink.
I'm on it.
But you know, okay, so yeah, you're right. But you know, you always hear about these people who don't know how to read, and it's like it comes out when they're like in their 50s.
Yeah,
and they've like lived a whole life not reading, and no one knew they couldn't read.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it becomes like a whole thing. I remember that being a thing even when I was in high school. I think I may have known a few where I'm like,
people who can't read.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know but I'm like, I don't think that dude can read, because like they would think.
What are the signs?
Or they could read to an extent to where they could kind of like copy, because once you get past a certain age, you're never really required to like read aloud in class, or like there's no way to figure it out. You're not like a senior in high school being like, hey, read.
You're not using a phone. Well, that was I guess not back then.
No.
How would you use a cell phone? Imagine if you can't Google anything. You're not using YouTube.
To do what? Read?
Well, I'm saying like I think about how often you're typing something into a search bar in 2021.
Constantly.
I mean, we've been talking here for like an hour now. I've searched like 5 things already.
Big anime titties.
Yeah, I mean, I got that. That's constant.
I mean, that's bookmarked. I don't
need to search it.
In your hot bar.
I got small anime titties as a backup.
But yeah, I remember reading that as a thing that like there's a huge percentage of people who make it all the way through high school and don't know how to read at like a level that could be considered like, hey, you're literate.
Proficient, yeah. I mean, I guess but it feels like so much of our current world is reading. You know, like you take it for granted. Like imagine, like you got to go to the store and get stuff. Because think about it this way. How many times have you and I been walking down the street here in Asia where we can't read and we can't find a restaurant because we don't know what the word restaurant is in Chinese.
Or we don't know what it is. I was telling this to my buddy John a while back. And it was that I was like, yeah, it's like a lot of times like you go into a place, you don't know what it is. And he goes, holy shit, man. He's like, that's what it'd be like to be illiterate.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Like it's like
we're functionally illiterate here.
We're functionally illiterate. Like if I pantomime and you look at photo and like I've gotten so good, dude, I bet I'd be fucking killer at charades. Because it's like half of what you do or picking up on people's, like I've gotten really good at like I can hear what they're saying and pick up on certain things and be like, okay, I know what's happening. Now what?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't really communicate to you. I mean, I want this, and you've said this, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of get what we're talking about. And if you get somebody that'll work with you and give it a second, you can figure it out. But sometimes they're like, fuck off. What do you want?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know that. Just start
think about because I mean we are more, I guess we're more practiced at being illiterate now, but I remember walking down the streets with you like for an hour or two trying to find we're like, is that a restaurant? I have no idea. Oh no, it's a haircut place.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah, you didn't if we couldn't smell the food cooking, we had no idea if it was a restaurant or not. Yeah, I remember if you said that. I remember us walking in somewhere and one of us said that we're like, this doesn't smell like a restaurant, man. It smells like a haircut place or like whatever, you know what I mean? If it was like,
was it a restaurant? I can't remember.
I don't remember. No, wherever it was we went and we left. That's what we did. We went in and we're like, there's no food in here. This is like a store or like a something.
We've eaten some weird stuff that would maybe even constitute as not really food.
True, yeah.
But this guy worked as a doctor. He's not just walking around looking for chicken. He was a doctor for 4 years.
Right? 4 years. I mean, that says something for.
I would imagine. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna throw it out there. It's probably not in a developed country.
Ooh,
they're just like, we'll take whatever we can get, man.
Okay. See, my brain always defaults to this happening like fucking Atlanta or something. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Right, just someplace. Yeah. Well, there's people who do that. Like they'll get jobs and just lie there on their resume and they're just charming and they'll become like a lawyer and then like,
yeah,
that happens. But
sure. But you pretty quickly, you're going to get caught.
Man, imagine living that lie, man. There was some like famous senator or no, she was like a dean at a university who like didn't actually have a degree at that university or something. And she had to like publicly state like, yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I mean, but the thing,
like you're saying, the thing is, the people that would do that to get ahead, you know what I mean? To be like, I'm just going to lie and say that I'm a dean at this university and I went here, and then they get caught. For them, there's that, it's got to be utter crushing shame of just being like, not only did I not accomplish the dream that I wanted,
that I even have been telling people I had been accomplished.
Yeah, and then I lied about because I wanted it so bad, and then inevitably got caught, and now shamed because of the fact of like all like, damn.
Well, there's that for sure, but it also could be someone who's just a fucking sociopath. They're like, they got me. And then moving on to the next script.
Right. So you either got that, or what I was going to say would be like someone like we would do it as a goof and be like, oh, I made it 2 years.
I'm collecting that doctor pay. Would they make you pay it back, I wonder? But the thing I'm thinking about, though, is
that's a good idea.
As a doctor, you can't really fake it till you make it. It's a doctor. There's like skilled stuff. There's knowledge,
right.
blah, blah, blah. But like as a dean of a college, if you've been operating there for a couple years, functionally, you know the ins and outs of the job.
Yeah.
You're probably a proficient dean. Like you've been taking meetings. You've been meeting with people. You're doing stuff. What's the harm?
What's the harm? I'm not sure. It's not as much. To be honest, if I was faking a doctor, if I was like, oh shit, like maybe it's like a one step at a time thing. Like you do one thing and they're like, oh, that worked. Oh, fuck. So they're like, all right.
They let me in the building. All right, next.
Yeah. You got a little bit of an addictive personality. You know, you like to play some rock, paper, scissors, high stakes. What would that be? RPC? Rock, paper?
Rock, paper, scissors, RPS.
RPS. I couldn't make it as a doctor.
RPC is Robert Paul Champagne, man.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Let's try it out. Home here now.
Did you hear the Brandon Urie song they did? I can't get enough of that. So Robert Paul Champagne.
I don't think I have.
Definitely not insane. Been from jail. That's from Your Mom's House podcast.
Yeah, Your Mom's House.
Just an incredible podcast. I mean, they're dealing with scum and villainy on a level that we just never dabble with.
Yeah,
we keep it pretty light. They just swim in dark grease.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty good.
It's pretty great. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm curious about it, about how it was done, but I don't know if there's much more to say about it. So let's move on to a new headline.
No, I had a fucking thought. Ah, damn it.
And it's gone.
Yeah, right before we got into the Robert Paul, all that shit, like my brain goes, oh yeah, they're
high stakes rock, paper, scissors. If you're like trying to gamble around, you said it's different kind of people. If there's somebody who's like addicted.
Oh yeah. I think even if I was into and I'm like I worked my way like one at a time, like, oh shit, that worked, I'm going to do it again. Oh shit, that worked. I think when it got to the part to where I'm standing over an anesthetized human,
yeah,
and they're like, we're going to crack their chest open and you got to go to work on their heart, I go, listen, I'm out, I'm a fraud, because I don't think I would, because what are you going to do? You're going to kill someone.
People just fuck around in there.
Yeah, you're about to kill someone. I think at that point I'd be like, don't do it.
What do you do? I imagine he wasn't, because maybe he wasn't a surgeon. So you're right. If you're a surgeon, you're getting caught right away because but if you're just like prescribing people medicine and stuff, like, I have antibiotics, you can
look that up and be like, what's the normal dose? You can be like,
or if I had to like give someone a shot, I would probably, if I had to trick if I had to pretend, I feel like I would be comfortable enough to give someone a shot in the arm.
Yeah, for sure. If you could, there's a lot of stuff you could get away with. But if it was like, all right, surgeon, we're getting ready to, so that's what they call you, surgeon. I'm scared, Surge. We're all scared, son.
I guess God, I don't know what you do, but he did it for 4 years. I'm really curious. I'd really like to click that one, I think.
I would like to know what he did, because I mean, for me personally, if I goofed my way into the level where it's like, and it wouldn't have to be heart. It could just be like anything, like we're cutting open anything when you start cutting people open, I'd be like, listen, I got to come clean. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I can't.
It's also, a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime. It's a crime.
Especially to kill someone.
Right, and I'm not a goddamn lunatic who's like,
well,
this is what I mean, a different level.
No, you are. But if you got that far, you might be.
Yeah.
Like that guy is probably. You see all these people like they get caught just chuckle. Like there was some doctor who we talked about it, he was doing dentistry shit on a hoverboard and he got caught doing it.
Yeah.
They're chuckle fucky doctors, man. I bet you could fuck around and I bet you. I mean, obviously, this guy did.
And I bet it's because he thought he was like a fucking rock star. He's like, I'm the best fucking dentist. I can do this shit on a hoverboard. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's like, I'm making dentist money. I'm fucking banging in and out. Like, it's like, what the fuck? I can do this shit on a fucking hoverboard, bitch.
Banging in and out. I got like 12 nurses.
Yeah.
Let's open up a new drawer, man.
Let's go.
I know you got heartburn because of McDonald's, so let's go into not news/fast food.
At Prosperity Beef.
McDonald's China, which actually, you've not been to China. Their McDonald's, they've got way crazier stuff. They've got like burgers with hot dogs on them and all kinds of stuff. But McDonald's China is releasing an Oreo Spam burger for a limited time.
Oh God.
Oreos and Spam.
The Burger King here, I should have got it just to try it, just to say I'd tried it, but I could never bring myself to do it. Burger King had a Whopper with a chocolate sauce. I thought it was a bad translation because you know how things translate to just fucking nonsense here.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, that can't be, because I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, that looks like A1 or something. I bet that's tasty. But then I looked at it, I was like, chocolate sauce, and it was like creamy, thick, like sweet chocolate sauce. I was like, there's no way. And I looked it up, and sure enough, like a bunch of the articles I found were like, yeah, apparently Burger King in Asia thought that having
it wasn't successful. Oh, people liked it.
No, yeah, people actually liked it.
Oh, I didn't see it. If I had seen it, I would have probably tried it.
Yeah, it was like a chocolate sauce, and I was just like, nah.
Chocolate and burger, because people here like to put like a sweet, like Reese's peanut butter on burgers.
Yeah.
And I like a peanut butter on a burger with an egg and stuff. I like that, but it's got to be like a savory, like salty peanut butter for me.
I agree, and I have to know, like, I have to want that.
Yeah, it usually just sneaks up on you.
A lot of times you'll get a burger, and you're like, God, there's fucking it's like that sweet peanut butter they used to give you in like kindergarten.
I agree.
You could taste the shit, like you can crunch, you can feel the sugar in it. It's like it's like it's sandy.
Yeah.
And they've put that on a fucking hamburger, and you're like, why?
They put on those KFC's chicken sandwiches too. Like, I don't think you can have one that you can't get it.
Dude, one of the grossest things I've ever had here was I ordered a chicken sandwich. Didn't say anything about fucking peanut butter. And it shows up, and it's like and also here, 90% of the meat you'll get, if it's chicken, is dark meat.
Yeah. Which, are you into that or you're not into that?
It depends.
Okay.
To be honest, it won me over when I first moved here because I was like not a dark meat person. Mm-hmm. But I was like, hey, it actually is way more flavorful. But then sometimes, I don't know, they do something fucking weird to it. I can't eat the chicken sandwiches from like McDonald's and stuff because they taste like pennies.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, man. It tastes like, and I've got them from a few places. Me and Zach were talking about this the other day. It tastes like, and I remember trying to eat it, and I was like, I can't eat that. And I asked him, I was like, man, do you want this chicken thigh or whatever the fuck it is? I was like, I can't. He's like, man, if you can't eat it, there's no way I can eat it. He's like,
yeah, I would agree with that.
I can usually finish even if I don't really like it, I'll eat it just because I don't like wasting shit. But like, I couldn't eat it. It tasted like you put a bunch of pennies in your mouth. I don't know what it is. And I've run into that a few times at different places.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, because would there be irony? I mean, what would they be doing to chicken?
It's iron.
Do you think an Oreo Spam burger would be good?
No.
Do you like Spam? No.
Spam is fine. Oreos are fine. I don't know how those go together.
Cause Spam, I mean, it's a ham.
You have a bun. So you've got a squishy bun, and then you've got Spam, and then
Oreos.
What they're just putting cookies? Is it just straight up cookies on it?
All this is Oreo Spam burger. I mean, maybe it's an Oreo sauce, or maybe it's crunched up Oreos in the Spam meat.
I mean, none of that sounds right.
No, I mean, I used to eat Spam burgers on a blueberry bagel, and that was pretty good.
Well, yeah, because that kind of gets the McRib. What was the thing? The McRib, not McRib, but the
McGriddle.
McGriddle, kind of it was that thing where it was like this.
Oh, similar, yeah.
So I could see that. So if you're eating Spam and then like a blueberry,
is a lot of this? Do you think it's advertising of just we'll do a crazy thing and that will get people to come to McDonald's, even if they don't get that crazy thing?
Yeah, even if they don't get the crazy thing, maybe because it is putting the word out for McDonald's. Because even if you're like, oh, McDonald's has this, and then it just puts McDonald's in your head,
which it always usually makes me want it.
All right, we'll go to McDonald's. Maybe I'll get that thing, but probably not. And then you go, and even if you don't get it, you're still at McDonald's and you still order something, so it's a win-win. It's probably exactly what it is. You nailed it.
Yeah, because I bet you it doesn't cost that much money to just experiment and get crazy shit. I mean, McDonald's makes so much fucking money.
Yeah, and every place has their own the stuff that they throw out. Like we were just talking earlier, like they have this thing called a Prosperity Beef, which is basically like a McRib.
It's like a long burger.
They've got the long burger. Those things fucking suck.
Yeah, but it's the same shape, isn't it? Like it's long. It's not.
Yeah, it's long. It's like a McRib, and it's actually the same patty as a McRib. It's got like the little things in it, like the McRib. They just dip it in a different sauce, and it's in like a pepper gravy. So it kind of tastes like a peppery, spicy, like Salisbury steak.
Right.
And then they put a whole hash brown on it, if you could get the deluxe version.
the deluxe.
Nice and crispy.
I got one more here in McDonald's news. People are putting rare plastic McDonald's straws on eBay for thousands of dollars, as their iconic white, yellow, and red plastic straws are going to the way of the dinosaur, as the company continues to make the change to paper straws at locations all over the world. That was a headline. Oh.
Jeez. Well, they've already phased out paper straws here. You don't get straws at all here.
No, they don't give you any straws, yeah.
Yeah, because it went from plastic straws. Since I've lived here, they've went from paper straws or plastic straws to paper straws, which I'd rather have no straw than a paper straw. I know we got to save the fucking turtles. I get it. I hate paper straws, man. They feel weird in the mouth.
You know what? It's not going to be a great angle for a comedy podcast. So maybe just edit this out. But like, the people who are behind the campaign to stop straws and like ban straws are oil companies.
Really?
Because they want you to think it's the consumer's fault. Like, pollution is something that the consumers need to be under control and take care of, where every person on the planet could stop using straws and stop using all plastic of all kinds, but it won't even make like 1% of the difference because it's corporations and oil companies and people who are making the plastic shit.
Huh.
Like McDonald's and Starbucks are the two biggest polluters in the world, and Coca-Cola are three.
Yeah, I knew that.
No, stop making the stuff. Like, why are we, the consumer, being asked to recycle and be good about it when the people are just making it with no restriction?
Yeah.
It's not us that's making the problem. It's these giant companies that get to just lobby and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not funny. It's just, people get all up in arms about stuff and like, let's ban the straws, but it's not the straws. It's
right.
Coca-Cola puts out like 1.5 million plastic bottles every hour or something like that.
Yeah. It's something insane. The straws don't hold a candle to all the other waste that they're putting out.
It's at like security theater. People feel like they're making an impact. They feel like it's the consumer's fault. Then they feel like they're making a difference.
Right.
And then that allows people to take the ire off of the people who are make the problem.
Well, I remember seeing that when they first started doing that here, and then they switched over to paper straws. And by the time you got through your meal,
soggy.
The bottom of yours, it was soggy, and I was like, these don't even hold up for like an hour. So if you got like a big drink that you plan on drinking for like several hours, like the straw just turns into muck. It's awful.
I've seen they do it with like grass and stuff, like there's like a different reeds or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a, I don't know what it is exactly, but it works, and it's biodegradable, obviously, but it won't dissolve.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an option that works. They just don't have straws anymore,
which is fine.
All their lids have this like a sippy cup type thing that you crack back like their coffees.
Right.
Just like what you were saying though, they get rid of all the straws that are plastic, but all the goddamn lids are plastic, and there's 5 times as much plastic in the lid that there is in the straw.
Right. Yeah.
It's if you think about it from wake up, sheeple.
Yeah, I remember because I would go into my class every now and then, and sometimes my students would give me a hard time because I have a coffee cup, like a disposable 7-Eleven coffee cup, and they'd be like, "Oh, you got to be, more environmentally friendly." But it's like, God damn it, no, it's not how it works. There are 7 boats. We've been down that alley before. It's like there are 7 boats that have engines that are making more pollution than all the cars in the entire planet.
Yeah. Yep. Look at that, people. God, we can't go down this road. we need a whole separate podcast with Zach on here. Zach's got a mind he's got a mind to make some mookie.
Some conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Some mookie?
I don't think that's the right thing.
We're going to talk about conspiracies and then we're going to fuck?
Yeah. Old Batman Joker popped in my head for some reason. I got a mind to make some mookie.
It's so crazy because, fake news, conspiracy theories and stuff, and the internet's at your fingertips. It's so easy to just draw conclusions. Like, what a time to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not one, but I can see how it happens.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Of course you're like, well, what the heck? Where'd they get that money? And who's hiring them to the lizards and the...
Absolutely.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Speaking of lizards, let's open up the animal drawer and then get out of here. We drove this boat into dangerous waters.
We did.
Endangered lizard penises are being sold as mystic Himalayan plant roots.
Suckers.
People will buy anything. Now,
I like that they were selling them as one thing that was bullshit, and they were just another thing that was bullshit.
Well, endangered lizard penises. Like, why they got to be endangered lizard penises?
Yeah. Why are you selling endangered ones? There's lizards everywhere. There's one that lives in our house.
Is endangered?
If I find him, it will be. No, he's cool.
So he's chirping?
We've named him Rupert, and he just runs around, and every night you hear him. I didn't know what this was. I used to hear it at our old apartment outside.
Sounds like squeaky glass, right? Like,
It would go, yep, 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 yep. like it barks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is... I always thought it was a bird. I'm like, there's some kind of birds outside our apartment in the middle of the... And I would hear them sometimes like walking around at night. Hear it, yep, 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 yep. And the first night I stayed at this apartment, all of a sudden I hear, yep, 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 yep. And I was like, what is that? It's just it's a gecko. I was like, you're kidding me. And they're like, no. I was like,
Well, they don't make that noise, the ones in Florida, because we had lizards in Florida.
yeah.
But do you think why does that, what, you could stake the tail of a lizard and sell it as some mystical medicine.
Right.
What's crazy about this, it's got to be a lizard penis, which I didn't know first of all lizards had penises, but I guess they do. And there's mystic Himalayan plant roots. Like who's in the market for this stuff?
And if somebody made the connection that they had mystical Himalayan plant roots laying next to lizard penises, and they're like, you know what? I bet I can rip some motherfucker off.
But mystic Himalayan plant roots, I mean, who the honest, that just sounds like something they're making up.
It's the Himalayan plant root. I mean, it is. I mean, it's the most non-specific thing ever. Oh, these are mystic Himalayan plant
Are there
roots.
people who are just like getting ground up rhino horn and just rubbing it on their ball sack and be like, it works, I need it, you know?
But it would have to be pure placebo effect.
It's got it. Well, yeah, obviously. But I mean, that stuff, that placebo effect is powerful, man. You know, like I remember, because, you know, especially when I was a much younger man, I would just argue with people about shit. And I will still sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a shit stirrer to a degree, and I'm surrounded by shit. So I sometimes will stir it. And
I've got this stick, and I got to do what I got to do.
But you know those like magnet bracelets that some people have that like aligns their ions and pulls the impurities or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a copper plate. So like as it gets sweaty, it changes color. That's supposed to be the impurities. But I remember one of my buddies had when I would, you know, argue with him, like, you know, it's just some bullshit. He's like, well, I got it because my back hurt. And now my back doesn't hurt. So I don't really care that it doesn't work. My back doesn't hurt. So, and I'm like, yeah.
But you'll never win that argument because to him, yeah, right.
Well, he was like, even if it doesn't work by some mechanism, why doesn't my back hurt anymore? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people just like eat tiger testicles and shit.
They're just trying it out. It worked for somebody somewhere, maybe or never.
But I think also when it's rare and when it's exotic, then the idea, I think that placebo effect must be stronger. They must be like,
exactly.
It's got to do something. It's illegal.
There's no way you can get a hold of just tiger testicles. I mean, without some sort of goings on. You don't just walk into fucking Kroger and slap them up on the self checkout line like you safari.
So endangered lizard penises are being sold. I find that idea of just like, because I feel like it's pretty common. It's not, I mean, we live in Asia, but like, you know, everyone has a mom that like keeps some of the pills that the doctor gives her so that when they feel a certain way, they can like self-prescribe them, like keep the good ones so they can give them to you later.
Oh, my mom has a whole cabinet.
Yeah, I've never been about that. I'm like, you're not a doctor. I don't want to take pills that you just give me. I'm not doing it.
And I'm the same way. If it's something specific that I know and I'm like, I know what that medicine is because I'm an adult now.
Oh, shit. Since when? Just recently?
Just now.
Oh, shit. Oh, I think I heard it.
But no, but she the same way. She would just keep all these things. And I would just say something like, you know, like my head's kind of stopped. Or like earlier when I told you, I was like, I got heartburn. I know I have heartburn. It's because I ate this fucking spicy ass stupid McDonald's sandwich that I've never eaten. You know what I mean? It's like, I know what it's from. And it's like, and I'll be fine in a few hours. But she's like, I've got these Prilosec in there. You can take you one of those. And that's prescription medicine that's meant to be, like, one of them isn't going to help me. If I want to take something to fix me right now, you pop a Tums or a Rolaids or something. You know, that's what that's for. You don't take a prescription. That's something. That's not what. That's for long-term problems. I need to take that for days and days for it to start to take effect, and it's for a problem that I don't have. My problem is because I ate a fucking stupid sandwich. It's not because it's not because my fucking guts are messed up in a way that I need to take prescription medicines for. And I think people don't realize that, and they're just like, "Oh, my belly hurts, so I should take," you know, or whatever the fuck. You know,
I feel like I don't know what happened this episode, but we're taking some stands.
We did. We've been taking stances.
We gotta get out of here, man.
Sorry, everybody.
I don't know what, but
we don't normally take stances.
No, I know. We did it all this episode.
Because I don't care. I really don't care. Eat pills. I don't give a shit. Leave me alone.
Yeah, use a straw. Don't use a straw. Let's play a card.
What do we got?
Doctor, 100%. It's gonna be that guy. The fifth grade dropout becomes doctor.
Yeah. Here's something I thought of the other day.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to throw this out there. If there's any interest of if we read something that you didn't want to hear, if you'd rather hear something else, is there a platform somewhere like on Twitter or something where we can...
People want to hear about the other one. Well, they could just look it up. They could just Google it.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. That's true.
Do you want to hear us banter about it? I mean,
Yeah, because you're right. We've given them the thing. You can just look it up yourself. Yeah. Fuck off.
Sure, tweet us. Because I like interaction.
No, don't fuck off. That was bad. I didn't mean that in an angry way.
No, we're angry today.
I'm sleepy.
It's the fucking plastic. Let's play the card.
Straws up her nose.
Fifth grade dropout works as a doctor for 4 years before being exposed as a fraud. At just 23 years old, Dr. Virgandam Teja had already worked in 16 private hospitals, conducted several medical camps, and had volunteered with Bengaluru police and local migrant workers during the pandemic. Not a bad record for any doctor, let alone a fifth grade dropout with no medical education and little training. He's been working for a doctor for over 4 years, but his luck finally came to an end. It was a double whammy that got him in the end. His second wife filed mental and physical harassment against him, and he made the mistake of making a recommendation to police to cancel a person's rowdy sheet criminal record, only to then be spotted driving that person's registered SUV. All it took was for a bit of digging, and police uncovered a web of lies. Going back over a decade, false degrees and certificates, and several aliases. Their conclusion was that Teja's career, and pretty much all his life for that matter, was a fabrication.
Holy shit.
So I guess a doctor in this country, I'm not sure where they are. Name seems Indian or Pakistani maybe.
Somewhere, yeah.
The doctor can recommend the police cancel your criminal record. What?
Yeah, what?
Apparently he did that, and that caused police to be like, what? Hold on. He's very clever. Senior officer from the police described Teja as he meets someone, he finds out that person's likes and dislikes and acts accordingly. Even when he was arrested for cheating and impersonating an IPS officer, he managed to safeguard his identity as a doctor. What?
I mean...
he was caught by impersonating an IPS officer. I'll use official vehicles, claiming to be a senior IPS officer's son. Managed to get himself acquitted in that case. Since then, he'd worked as a doctor in several high-profile specialty hospitals because he has basic medical skills, which he learned during his internship. Nobody suspected him. Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what?
I mean, this goes on and on and on. I mean, like he just had fake degrees, fake certificates.
You got to find out what country. I'm with you. It's got to be
based on the name though. I can't. Hyderabad police. I can't tell what country. Big cities like Tirupati, Howrah, Lucknow,
nice.
Purushottam. I got to look it up. India. It's India.
Yeah.
India's a wild place, man. I believe it. I'll never go back there, man.
I've heard your explanation. Well, I always said before you ever went, I was like, I always feel like I would die there.
I almost did. I think I've said we've had this exact conversation before.
I don't know why. Like a feeling in your soul, completely irrational.
This is a weird episode we've just recorded.
This was kind of weird.
I mean, I guess.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a good, hey, maybe a bunch of people by this point may have gotten some, government stimulus.
Some that government cheddar.
Got some of that chatter.
This has been another episode of the Royal We. I want to thank Hishibash for listening to the song Intro/Pathos off the album 151A.
Yeah.
Might as well do the business. I mean, maybe this one will listen back. It'll be kind of weird, but I would do the business. You guys can send us headlines at Royal WeCast on Twitter.
Yep.
RoyalWeCast@gmail.com.
Gmail.
Or live at twitch.tv/RoyalWeCast. Ooh. Let's just take it down here right at the end.
Take it down no more.
I don't know, man. Last episode, we thought we should do like a more delicate, like a more subtle ease our way out of the podcast, but I got nothing else to say. This was a weird one. Our energy was real weird. We got angry and now we're sleepy.
It was. We were all over the place. We kind of we got goofy and we got, you never know. We don't plan anything out.
Never.
So
no part of my life is planned.
Yeah, at least you're getting the, like.
Someone asked me the other day, like, what's your 5-year plan? Or they even said maybe a 10-year plan. And I was like, I don't even know. Like, I'm surprised I'm here now.
Yeah. I've never had a plan.
That surprises no one. Both of us having this conversation, they're like, yeah, those two guys, really, they're sticklers for planning shit out.
Like, hey, you know what I'm going to be in 5 years? And I think about that all the time. Like 10 years ago, if you'd been like, hey, you think you'd be doing a podcast in Asia? Nope. Nope.
Podcast in Asia.
There you go. Tink.
Yeah, I'll cheers to that. All right, goodbye.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Dad.
Big anime titties.
Yeah, I mean, I got that. That's constant.